The Restless Archer. In a quiet mountain village lived a young archer named Tenzin. He was strong, his aim was sharp, and his bow was perfectly crafted. Every time he stepped onto the field, his mind became a storm. One moment he remembered last year's failure. The next he imagined the crowd laughing if he missed again. Then he worried about the wind, his grip, his breathing. Thoughts leaped like wild monkeys from branch to branch. Arrow after arrow flew wide or fell short. Frustrated, Tenzin sought the old meditation master, who lived above the tree line. "Master," he said, bowing deeply, "my body knows the way, but my mind betrays me. How do I make it obey?" The master smiled, and handed him an empty clay cup. "Tomorrow at dawn, carry this full of water, from the stream at the valley bottom, back to my hut without spilling a single drop. Do not hurry." Tenzin thought the task too simple, but he obeyed. At first light, he filled the cup, and began the long walk uphill. Almost immediately, his mind wandered. What if I spill it? What if the master laughs? What if I never master archery? With each stray thought his hand trembled, water sloshed, and droplets fell. He stopped, took a slow breath. He looked only at the water's surface, calm, mirror-like when his mind was present, rippling when it wasn't. Each time a thought arose, he gently noticed it, and returned to the water. Step by step the climb continued. By the time he reached the hut, the cup was still full, not a drop lost. The master looked at the cup, then at Tenzin's steady eyes, and nodded. "You did not fight your mind, you did not chain it, you simply watched it, and returned again and again to what was right in front of you. That is mastery." The next contest, Tenzin stood on the field. Thoughts came, doubt, fear, memories, but he met each one the way he had met them on the path, noticed, then gently returned to the bow, the string, the target, the breath. The arrow flew straight, the crowd cheered. For the first time, Tenzin felt no pride or relief, only quiet presence. From that day on, people said he had become a master archer, but Tenzin knew the deeper truth: he had become a master of something far more important. He had learned to master his own mind. And in that returning, everything changed.